Boom, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Deshaun, otherwise known as Moisty Custard Cream Pie, or you guys can just call me Deshaun or Zabu. Either way, that name was given to me by Marianne on the side. Do you want to do your little thumb up crap? There it is. Anyway, you guys, it's been a hot minute since I posted, y'all. That's been a really long time. It's been probably like a month, maybe a week or something, or a couple weeks, something. I don't know. Either way, it's been a long time. Excuse me, sorry. For the 4th of July weekend and whatnot, I was hanging out with family and whatnot. I recorded stuff for a vlog for it, but I don't know. It doesn't really all come together. I might edit it and make a vlog out of it. I haven't decided yet. Maybe. I don't know. And then ever since then, I've been finishing up some time at my now old job. And I was supposed to be going on a vacation trip this week, but I wasn't able to go. So I've just been home just kind of relaxing after like working so many days in a row and working really hard and being exhausted. And I don't know, I just needed to like kind of focus on finishing up what I had to do because I was pretty stressed out this month. So the content unfortunately was at a standstill, but we're back. We're here today with another podcast episode. You guys already know what time it is. Go ahead, like it up right now. Like, subscribe if you guys are new or whatever. So I know you guys enjoy these podcasts. We've got plenty of topics, plenty of questions, and some special requests I gave to everybody on the Instagram. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go through my list of things that I wrote that I wanted to talk about on today's podcast. Timestamps, of course, in the description if you want to see a specific part or see your question or whatever. But yeah, let's just get into what I have to talk about. Now, first and foremost, this is a slightly old topic. I haven't gotten to speak on it, but I kind of wanted to get the main message and lesson that I got out of this situation. Excuse me. So, speaking on Sha'carri Richardson, that's how you pronounce her name, right? Sha'carri? Okay. So, speaking on the whole Sha'carri Richardson incident, I'm sure all you guys know what that is. It was pretty much everywhere from athletes and, social media and whatnot, the hashtag let her run and stuff like that. And here are my thoughts and what I took away from that whole situation. I think that the rule of testing positive for marijuana, if you're a runner or whatever, being something that you can get banned for, I think that rule is just a little dumb, personally. I don't really think it's that good. I don't see how marijuana can enhance your abilities to do something, but I guess in the Olympics, they want you to be like peak physical condition and whatnot. They don't want, maybe you could sneak something in weed that could maybe give you, but I don't know. That's really reaching. So I think the rule is dumb. However, if that is a rule, and that has been a rule for a while, and she knew that signing up, I think I saw a quote from her that said, I know what I signed up for and I still did what I did or something like that. You cannot break the rule then for something silly like that. Imagine, you're about to go to the Olympics, you're about to win. Everybody knew she was going to win. She was going to do amazing, really rep for her country and rep for just African American people in general and stuff like that. And to lose that opportunity, the money and like the accolades and the fame and like the honor and all that over weed, it's a little, I don't want to say dumb because I know she was going through some stuff and that might be her coping mechanism. But you cannot fumble, like, an opportunity in a bag like that, being in the position you're in. Like, we all live through there are certain laws, there are rules where you work or things you have to do that you may not like, but you can't sacrifice that much just for that. I think she deserves some of the blame in terms of knowing, like, knowing to not do that and just, like, resisting the urge to do it. But also a little bit more to her team around her, her close friends, her family, who may have either not known what she was going through, or if they know that was something she does when she's stressed out and whatnot, maybe kind of coming up with solutions with her in terms of if she was really going through a lot mentally, really sad and felt like she needed that as a release, someone should have hit her up and been like, yo, I know this is probably bothering you and whatnot, but let's go on a walk, let's talk, let's go out to eat, let's do this, or maybe whoever's helping her train or whatever should be like, look, we got to, keep training, help you get your mind off it. I don't know. I feel like as friends and family close, if I was in her shoes, I would expect those people to make sure I'm keeping on the right track and that I don't miss out on an opportunity like that. But it is also on her to make sure that she doesn't do that. If those are the rules, as dumb as they are, you can go ahead and start, pushing for rule change after you win and all that. Don't do it before you're about to go, because now she missed out on so much of that. And we're probably not going to hear about her, or like, not going to be as big social media wise, um, unless until she makes like a comeback or until she changes the rules. Hopefully she doesn't get lost in history. Like, hopefully she's able to compete again or something like that. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a dumb rule, to a certain extent. You shouldn't. That weed isn't really like that, but it's legal now, so there's a lot of other like little complications and little minute things that I won't get into because I don't know the rule book like word for word and whatnot. But I think, although it's a dumb rule and we all agree on that, you cannot let that be the reason you are not able to go out and compete and to, everything you worked for just ruined by something like that. So hopefully she is able to make a comeback and works 10 times as hard and doesn't make that same mistake. And hopefully any of you guys were able to take away some of that, at least. Like, as dumb as it is, do not let something that you think is dumb get in the way of like a dope opportunity, like I keep saying. Next thing I want to talk about, I don't usually talk about movies that often on this channel, but Space Jam 2 is right around the corner, and I am pretty hyped for it. However, I have a couple concerns. Now, Space Jam 2, I'm sure we've all seen it. They have a video game on Xbox right now that's like a 2D pixel like fighting like beat 'em up game. They have a game. There's like they have like their own high. It's either high C or it's a Kool-Aid Jammer flavor. They have their own of that. They have their own fruit snack. Their commercials are everywhere. Like, you're seeing Space Jam 2 and New Legacy everywhere, bro. That crap is everywhere. And now LeBron is in Fortnite, kind of promoting himself, but also kind of the movie. So, I don't know. There is a lot of hype on Space Jam 2, and I think it's going to be a good movie. I think anybody who enjoyed the first one or these kind of movies in general is really going to like it. I don't think it's going to beat the first one, just based on how it looks with the whole video game theme. Like, I'm glad that's not the same exact story as the first, but I don't know. I just don't see it being the same classic that the first one was. But I can see it being a really good movie. I'm definitely going to see it, but I don't know. I'm a little worried about it. I think they might be overhyping it a bit, so our expectations are going to be super high, and it's not going to meet those. But, I'm always down to support basketball, cartoons, any type of stuff like that. I think LeBron's a great guy. Off the court and on the court, he has a couple little problems that I don't like, but I still respect him and love him as a player for everything he's done for the game of basketball and like people in general. So I don't know. I'm pretty hyped, but I'm also a little nervous. Anybody who has seen the first one or is gonna see the second one, let me know your thoughts and your feelings about it down below. I think I don't know. I haven't really seen LeBron act, but I mean Michael Jordan wasn't like probably at the time wasn't like, what, Michael Jordan's gonna be a great actor, but he did okay. So I feel like LeBron will do okay. And staying on the theme of movies, Don't Breathe 2 is going to be coming out, and holy freaking crap. Let me tell y'all right now. So the first Don't Breathe is one of my favorite horror movies, suspense movie type things. It's a different kind of scary, and I really, really, really enjoyed that movie. I need to go back and watch it again. I've only seen it once, but I remember just absolutely loving it. It was really interesting, the people breaking into the house and stealing stuff all the time, and then so they're like, this is gonna be the last one. We're gonna rob this old like blind war vet guy or whatever. We're gonna go rob this guy, and then he turns out to be like way more powerful than they thought. Like, this dude knows the layout of his house well. He can shoot without being able to see. He knows he's so different that when he finds out there are people robbing his house, he locks them in so he can kill them. That is like, what? Like, that is so metal. That's pretty lit. That's crazy. So, I'm excited to see the second one. It seems like they're making him more of the person we're rooting for rather than rooting against now. Because I'm not going to spoil the first one just in case anyone wants to go back and watch the first one before they see the second one. I definitely recommend it. But, you don't root for, you're rooting against him the whole movie. You don't want him to kill everybody in there and whatnot, even though what they're doing is technically wrong to him. Then you find a little bit more about what's going on, behind closed doors. You're like, that's disgusting, but you're also like, oh, but like I could see how a sick person justifies that. I don't know. It's a whole trip. So making him more of a hero is pretty interesting, I think, in this movie. I definitely recommend watching the trailer. It looks good. It looks like, it's just going to be the same type of movie. Him just absolutely bodying a bunch of people. But it looks like he's going to be the one we're rooting for now. So I'm pretty interested. I'm hyped. I'm all about it. I'm interested. I'm ready. I think it's going to be just as good as the first one. Maybe not better because now I know what to expect. The first one I was kind of going in eyes closed, like I didn't see the trailers for it, but my boy Mr. Shimoto, was like, let's go see this movie, and I was down. We were getting hyped in the theater, bro. We were getting so hyped at all the things. We're like, literally, the whole movie from the moment they went to the house, literally like edge of the seat, like eyes on the screen, mouth open. We usually talk in movies, but like not really there. So I don't know. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I'm really freaking excited. And me and him are going to go see it again. So after I do see it, I will be telling you guys my thoughts and opinions on that. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We'll be right back. No, I'm kidding. Another thing, the next topic is going to be everything leads to something kind of thing, which is what a lesson I really like. Not like I always knew it, but I like went through it recently with leaving my job and stuff like that. And that is, as happy as you may be with your job or with your career or what you're currently doing or whatever, everything always happens for a reason. It always comes together some way, somehow. It's never just for nothing. And what I mean by that is, I used to work at a grocery store called Lucky, overnight stocking, stocking the shelves on the night crew. And every grocery store has that, when the customer or the person shopping for groceries, but when you go in, you're like, what? The shelves are all stocked and everything looks all good. There are people who come in there overnight and just be working, putting stuff up on the shelves, making the store look good. So I was one of those guys, and I was not the lead. There's always like a lead or like the manager kind of thing, but he's basically the guy who delegates the tasks and is like close contact with the manager and stuff like that. So I was like just the regular guy, and then our lead left for personal reasons, and so I was learning lead things, and I was kind of like becoming a lead and doing lead tasks, and the expectations for me were of the night crew lead while he was gone, even though I wasn't getting paid. Like, I wasn't getting paid at all enough what I needed to for that, but I enjoyed what I did, and I did it anyway. So it kind of sucked, but eventually I got really sick and tired of like being the lead without getting paid for it, And like I really, really, really wanted to quit. I wanted to just quit, and I was considering like going back to daytime, like working daytime. I was considering like I don't know, just doing anything to get out of that store. But I kept to it, and eventually found another grocery store that's going to be that I'm hired as a night crew lead. So although that I had to go through, oh my god, like 8 months of being a lead pretty much and not getting paid for it, like 8 months, bro, like not even joking, of not getting the pay but putting in the work, it sucked. But it led to me like being the runner up candidate because I competed against other people to get this position. I was able to get it because of my experience. Nobody else was experienced in lead positions. Nobody else was even really experienced in overnight period. So it gave me a huge, huge boost. And, all the crap I had to go through being short manned and adding more work and all these other different things happening prepared me for those situations when I become a lead. So when I was interviewing, the manager of the store I'm going to work at is like, you're kind of walking to like a little bit of like a, little bit of a craziness, everybody on your crew isn't as experienced as you and da 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 da. Like, but for me, it wasn't anything bad because I've been doing this the whole time, the past 8 months, bro. Like, don't worry, like, I got this. You picked the right guy. I'm here, So everything you're doing is leading to something. Just make sure you're not staying stagnant. Like, I could have kept working there, and it was actually ironic because the moment I got the job as a lead at the other store, my old store, Lucky, just opened up the position for night crew lead. So I was like, you feel me? I was like, look at that. Look at that. I'm getting out of that stressful environment and going into a faster paced, more like improving myself environment. So, don't give up on whatever you guys are doing. I know work can suck and life can be really freaking hard, but bro, it always pays off. You just have to, just keep your head down, keep pushing through it, do whatever you got to do to get through it. Healthy coping, healthy coping mechanisms is the word I was trying to say, and then my mouth betrayed me. You need to find yours. You need to figure out what you like doing. I play video games, basketball, YouTube, talk to friends, stuff like that. Those are my healthy coping, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Moving on. um, so, Team USA. So the basketball team USA. And first, shout out to Italy for winning the cup. I don't watch football, soccer, or whatever other names there are for it. I don't watch it, but I think that's dope. I love Italians. I got even more of a respect for him after I watched The Godfather. I don't know why. It just happened like that. That's dope. But, yeah, Team USA losing 2 straight games to Nigeria and Australia, I believe. That's kind of scary with the starting lineup of Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, and Bam Adebayo with Greg Popovich as your coach. That's a little scary. To put it into reference or perspective for those who watch basketball but don't really know too much, the past 10, it's past 50 or some crazy long amount of time, Team USA has lost to either of those teams or lost in general twice. I think it was to those teams twice in years, in a time span of 50 years or something crazy like that. And then we have lost twice in the last 24 hours, or 48 now. That is a little scary. That is kind of what? You guys have all these crazy good players. Team USA has always been dominant. I mean, you look back at the Dream Team, that's, John Stockton, Pippen, Jordan, Magic, Barkley, Ewing, all kinds of raw people. And then you got the Redeem Team, Kobe and Braun. I think Wade was there, and just all these just amazing. Team USA, we used to just absolutely decimate other countries, man. We were just friggin' eating them alive. Now we've lost 2 straight, and I know it's the exhibition games, so they don't really mean anything, but you guys might want to figure it out. I think the team they constructed isn't as fluent as past ones. Everybody's an ISO player, so that kind of sucks. And there's not that many great defenders. Shout out to the boy Draymond Green for being on Team USA again. I hope he wins another gold medal as he has before. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he did. And they have Bam Adebayo, who are 2 great him and Draymond are the main defenders. But everybody else got to step it up. Kevin Durant, you just got knocked out of the playoffs. Win a gold medal. I don't know. Just get something out of the season. Do something this year. Damian Lillard, you haven't even been to a conference finals, I think. Get a gold medal. Bradley Beal, you haven't been to a finals. Get a gold medal. Jason Tatum, you're so young. Getting a gold medal and all this would be huge for your career. I love Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, to me, is closer to Kobe than Devin Booker is, but he just doesn't have that same defense that Kobe has. So, I don't know. Hopefully they get it together. I would really love to see us win again with those players. I think it'd be cool. I feel like Greg Popovich is close to retiring soon, so hopefully, he's able to win a gold medal as a coach. I don't know if he's done it before or not. I'm not positive, but either way, I want everybody on that team to get the rewards of winning. So, hopefully they do that. And we're approaching Game 4 of the NBA Finals, staying on topic of basketball, and the Suns are up 2-1, and let me tell you, these are my finals predictions. I still predict Phoenix to win in 6 games, maybe 6 or 7, but Giannis is on another freaking level, bro. Giannis is playing like crazy, and I'm glad he's finally in the freaking finals, so we can see what finals Giannis looks like. He's crazy. He's crazy talented. He's raw. The fact that they beat the Nets on, the Nets are just the most fallen apart, non-consistent, not a great fit, just a bunch of, a team that would be good in 2K, and then in real life, you're like, what? The Nets were a mess, and I'm so freaking thankful to Giannis and the Bucks for knocking them out, thinking they could just sign a bunch of well-known names and not care about coaching and take whatever game they wanted off and all this stupid crap. They could just make the finals and win a ring. No, you didn't. You lost. So shout out to them for that. But I want Devin Booker and Chris Paul to win a chip, bro. I feel like Giannis will have plenty of time and plenty of opportunity to do it later in his career. Chris Paul does not have a lot more time. Devin Booker is so young that I want him to have a ring. He deserves it for staying on Phoenix, bro. So many of us were like, Devin Booker needs to leave Phoenix. He needs to go to another team to compete for a title. He's in the finals now, man. And I know everyone's like, CP3 should be the MVP because he turned the Suns around. I don't know. You take Devin Booker off that team, I don't think they're the same team. I mean, you take Chris Paul off that team, they're not really the same team, but the Suns have been Booker's team since the last person who was like the guy for the Suns was Steve Nash. And now we have Devin Booker, who's just ridiculous. I mean, Eric Bledsoe was like, eh. Goran Dragic was like, eh. But Booker's a whole nother demon, bro. That dude is just a monster. Dropping 70 in a game and all these clutch shots, and he's always showing up. And I love Devin Booker, bro. I love him so much. So I'm thinking the Suns are going to win in 6 or 7 games. But Giannis is going crazy. Giannis is going pretty freaking nuts. And DeAndre Ayton, love that guy. He's going crazy. So hopefully they do this thing, murder it. And I also kind of wanted to touch on a couple people's legacies after the playoffs have ended and whatnot. Going on KD. KD's legacy is just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. We still know he is like elite. Like a lot of people say he's the greatest scorer of all time. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I would really have to look at it, but he's obviously like top 3 or at least top 5. You can't have him out of the top 10. That's illegal. But I don't know. I don't think the loss affects him individually, but him as a legacy in terms of like success with different teams and what he's had and whatnot. This loss took a pretty big hit, even though them losing was not his fault at all. Like, it was not his fault. But, coming back from a crazy injury that he came back from to play at this level is ridiculous. But still, a little bit, it's like, couldn't get it done with the Thunder, and, a lot of it was because of, him and Westbrook not really clicking as much on the court in terms of, like, their play styles and whatnot. So I kind of get that. Then he went to the Warriors, which I was one of those people, because, I'm a Warriors fan. Of course I'm going to be down with him coming to our team. Like, what? Why wouldn't you want him? I could see why people think it's a weak move, because, he kind of snaked his team. It's the way he did it and the team he went to since they just lost to them. But, I mean, if I'm KD, I have the opportunity to go to what is arguably the best point guard of all time, the best shooting backcourt of all time, a defensive player of the year, a team that plays all together and are welcoming me and asking me to come, and that's a freaking crazy dynasty. Yeah, I think I'd probably make history and do that too. Why wouldn't you want to play with the Warriors? Are you kidding me? Their team was... They're amazing. You saw the team when he got there? Livingston and all these other... Come on. Iguodala? All the... Come on. You want to be there, KD. And he did. He came, won 2 straight, then we lost 2 straight. Or just 1. We lost just to Toronto, right? Yeah, just to Toronto. We lost with KD. And that was all because of injuries. We would have three-peated and still been playing. And the whole Draymond and whatever. And then, he's like, I want to be the guy. I want to have my team. It's going to be me and Kyrie. And we're like, okay, go to the Nets. Lead that team. Just you and all these other young dudes and Kyrie. Lead that team. It's like, but then I'm going to get Harden. And we're like, oh, okay. A big 3. A little overpowered, but okay, we get it. And then I'm going to get Blake Griffin. All right. For sure. You need more people. And then I'm going to get LaMarcus Aldridge. What? More people? What else do you want? And Steve Nash is our coach. What? You don't need more help. Like, what? And then it blew up in his face. He didn't even get to the finals this season. So I think it still takes a little bit of a hit when you put all of it into perspective. Paul George, just... What are you? I haven't respected Paul George since Indiana. Ever since he got to OKC. He had one good season that was like MVP worthy, but you don't show up. You're not that... Trust me, you're not that guy. That meme, that is Paul George, for sure. I don't know. He just seems a little floundered and flustered and not there for that moment. He's not that guy. He's not a KD or a Bron or a Curry or a Damian Lillard who are like, yeah, I want you. One-on-one, yeah, me and you, yeah, we going at it right now, and I'm going to make sure I beat you. He's like, yeah, I'm going to beat you, but I can't, but I'm going to act like I can, And then, when he, like, loses or something bad happens to him, he sits there and he's like, oh, man, Damian Lillard shot was a bad shot. I'll let him shoot that all day. I was going through stuff mentally in the bubble and all that, and I get that and I respect that. But then when he, like, wins the game, he's like, man, I'm in my Indiana mindset now. Ever since we lost Kawhi, I'm, like, back on Indiana stuff. And then he loses again. And it's like, bro, shut up. Shut up. Get to a final, win a chip, then talk like that. I'm tired of Paul George. I am tired of Paul George. Thinking he's all that. He is, like, still a really good player, but he is not, like, the guy. Like, not even close. I think if the whole NBA reset their roster, he would be, and, like, drafted, he would probably draft the 20s, the 15 to 20 area. You're not that guy. Just to me. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe some people really like him. But I think that his legacy took a big hit. Harden's legacy. Wow. That's tough. I think he's only been to one finals, right? Which was with the Thunder when he was on the bench. Or was he not? He might have already been in Houston that season. I don't remember. When the Thunder played the Spurs. I don't remember. Wait. No, that was conference finals. They played the Heat, I think. I don't know. I'm losing. Whatever. Irrelevant. I don't know. For me, Harden, everyone's like, oh, he's one of the greatest scorers of all time. I mean, I would say he's one of the smartest scorers because he knows how to play the referees and, like, bend the rules and, like, stuff like that. And he's crazy clutch. He's a great scorer, a great shooter. He's, like, dope. But in terms of being the guy or being, like, put up against all, like, the great shooting guards, because you kind of have to compete with, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, amongst a bunch of others. No, you are not that guy anymore. I know when he came back in the playoffs, it was because of injuries and whatnot. When he was playing against Milwaukee and he's not able to make a shot or do any of the Harden things. That's what happens to you, bro. You had your own team in Houston. You had Chris Paul on your team. You had Westbrook on your team. You had a team built around where you are the guy. You have the ball more than anybody. That's what you wanted. And then you try to come to the Nets and try to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to just, we're going to be crazy dominant. Did good at the beginning of the season. But look, bro, when you join a team like that and you guys try to win a ring like scums, you're not going to win. Basketball doesn't let you win like that. Something's going to happen. You guys are going to have injuries and all this other stupid crap. So for me, Harden is just still not that. He's going to be like a player where, like, yeah, Harden was good, man. What about on an all-time top 10 list? I mean, he's in the 10, I guess, for shooting guards, but not very high for me, personally. Like, I don't know. That's just high. I'm putting, I don't even know if they count as shooting guards, but like T. Mac, Vince Carter, all that. Taking them every day. I'm sorry. That's just me. So, I think Harden's legacy kind of took a hit. Kyrie's legacy is something else, and I promise, this is the last one. I'm not going to sit here and talk about basketball all day. Oh, excuse me. Kyrie's legacy has been on a nosedive ever since he left Cleveland. So let's go back. Drafted as a rookie, crazy. We were like, this guy's handles are nuts. Like, leading Cleveland without LeBron, he's lit, and everybody loved and respected him. LeBron gets there, and we're like, oh, what? Him and Kyrie gonna go crazy, da-da-da. He is just ridiculously nasty. I mean, when people put you over AI as the best handles ever, that's saying something. Clutch, great shooter, a really great finisher, and the best handles we've ever seen out of And One mixtapes. But he's just ridiculous. And then, he wins a chip. We're like, let's go. He definitely played his part in winning that chip. And then the finals where they lost, he was either injured or didn't really show up. And we're like, what? Oh, he's tired of LeBron. Oh, okay. Okay, we got you. We got you now, Kyrie. Okay, what are you gonna do? Goes to Boston. I want to lead my team and show I can win with my team. We're like, okay, Kyrie, we're liking that. Okay, let's see what you got. Absolutely nothing in Boston. The team actually played better without him on the floor. Yeah, I mean, you had a young Tatum. They had Jaylen Brown at the time, or maybe it was just Marcus Smart, or I think they had, both? I don't know. A really good team. Couldn't get too far. We're like, oh, okay. That sucks. And then he goes from Boston to... Did he go from Boston to Brooklyn, babe?
Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah, he went straight from Boston to Brooklyn, right?
Curry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I know he's going through a lot mentally. Kyrie is like basketball Kanye. When he's good, he's great, but then he just says like controversial things, or he gets in his mind too much, or he has these perspectives which he's allowed to have. And a lot of the things he says, I'm like, not feel you. Where he was like, basketball isn't my main focus right now. There's other things going in the world like injustices and stuff like that. I get that, but look, bro, you got when you're in the season NBA, basketball should be your focus. There are little kids who are Nets fans who are looking up to you and are like, I want to be like Kyrie. Kyrie, bring this chip to the freaking Nets because we don't have a ring, man. And when you see your guy doing that, you're like, dang it. You know, you're kind of just like, dang it, bro. Taking time off whenever he wanted to, not even telling the coach he was going to take time off and all that. Like, Kyrie, bro, come on, man. You gotta be better than that. You are better than that. So, I don't know. Kyrie's legacy is on a pure nosedive, and them not making the finals again is just even more of a nosedive. Now it's like a 90-degree angle. It's like, oh, okay, like Kyrie is up, and then it stopped, and then it just went straight down. And I was like, crap. So that's just how I feel. And now we'll get into everybody's suggestions on what to talk about. Now, as I always say, as I do this, whenever I'm going to be having a podcast and I have some community interaction, which I always have on my podcast, I always put it on my story. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's always in the link in the description. Make sure you check it out. It'll be there. So check that out so you can be there. I didn't say it. I basically said the same thing twice. Check it. So the boy Marissa said she sent me this meme. I'll put it on the screen right here. There it is. Said everything got to go except one. Which one's staying? And as you guys see, we got some really dope stuff on here. I think the main thing that everybody's gonna look at is Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, 007, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Fast and Furious, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Avatar, Jurassic Park. I can all go. I don't care about any of those. I mean, I love Harry Potter. Let me rephrase that. Love Harry Potter. Lord of the Rings is cool, I guess. 007 never got into it. I hate Star Trek. It's whack. Fast and Furious hasn't been good since Paul Walker passed. Back to the Future, haven't seen that. I know everyone's going to flame me in the comments for that. Jurassic Park, whatever. It's dinosaurs. They're extinct. So it's really up to... it's really up to Star... It's really up to Star Wars, the MCU, or DC. And I had to think about this because I don't know if y'all know. I'm pretty sure you guys know. I'm in love with Star Wars. Like, dude, I am so in love with Star Wars. You guys have no idea. I love Star Wars more than Marvel in general. That's just me. Don't come from my neck. Personal preference. I love both. DC's off the table when it comes to these two. The only good movies for me in DC are like Batman, and it's usually because the Joker or the villains in Batman are just they're so freaking cool. I don't care. I like DC villains more than I like Marvel villains. Hey, camera, you want to focus? You're at work right now. Thanks. But I really had to think of it from an outside perspective. What would humanity be like without the MCU? Dang, bro. The whole MCU, like, all these different superheroes and all these movies connecting to, like Avengers and, like, Infinity War and all that. The world wouldn't be the same without it. It just would not be the same without it. And that's why I have to pick the MCU. Star Wars, ridiculously impactful. The world wouldn't be the same without Star Wars. It has a crazy cult following and all that. But it just doesn't reach as many people as the MCU does. Star Wars is like a really cool story, but there's also like the prequels a lot of people don't like. And then the movies following the original trilogy, like episode 7, 8, 9, a lot of people didn't really like and whatnot. So there's a lot of stinkiness in Star Wars, but you also have like the original trilogy, Mandalorian, the Clone Wars series that was on Cartoon Network, lightsabers in general, all the Jedi, Sith, and character. Like, Star Wars is insanely amazing. You can't not fall in love with every droid they introduce. But the MCU, like, imagine not seeing movies about Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk, Captain America. I think I said Thor, I don't know, Iron Man, the GOAT. All just everything. Like, it inspires kids to be, like, it inspires all of us to be better ourselves. Like, Stan Lee just freaking, he's, like, low-key one of, like, the most impactful human beings in the history of human beings. Like, I don't know. I don't when you hear someone say superhero, you think of a Marvel character. Like, someone's like, "Oh, those are like real life superheroes." You're not like, "Oh, you mean like I can't even think of a freaking DC hero other than Batman." Oh, you mean like the Green Lantern? Like, you don't think that. When you hear a superhero, you're like Spider-Man, like the Hulk, like the Fantastic Four or something. You don't think of that when when you see that. So MCU gotta stay for me personally. We'll be right back, everybody. Let me go take a break real quick. Stay with me. I'm back. Anyway, so yeah, MCU's got to stay. It's the GOAT. Moving on now to the Instagram questions slash things in general. I said to everybody to drop a little topic question, or if you wanted to be honest, you just let me know because I said I would do it to be honest. And I think only one person wanted one. Yep, only one person wanted one, and that's Eddie Melendez. But first, we got to go to Banana Brandon's question. He said, "If I had my own video game, what would it be like?" I mean, like, in terms of, like, if I could make my own video game, what would it be like? That's a pretty good question. And it's kind of already made, just not on consoles and PC. I would make a best of, wait, hold on. Let me fix my lighting. Why am I so orange? I'll talk about it. I'm fixing it. I would make a best of Call of Duty. Like, a Call of Duty where, oh, that's a little too dark. A Call of Duty where all the guns are just like everyone's favorite guns from all the games. It's everyone's favorite maps. It's kind of like COD Mobile, pretty much. Where you just got like a bunch of guns and stuff that we all love a bunch. So, and that's what I would go with personally. There would be zombies in there, of course, and it would be. I've had so many ideas for zombie like things like having a game mode called Shuffle where you play the game mode, it puts you on a random map from a random Call of Duty, or it's like a random map with like random Call of Duty rules. So like you could be on Black Ops 1 Kino with World at War, guns, perks, and like rule or like movement. Or you could be on a Black Ops 3 map with Black Ops 1 guns and stuff like that. Just things like that. Or like you can customize all the rules and whatnot. When you die, you just immediately get thrown into another map. So that's what I would do personally. I think that would be pretty dope and pretty fun. Just more enhancing more on the zombies, just giving a best of for zombies. There would be Extinction from Call of Duty Ghosts as well. Maybe a little bit more fleshed out or something. Just like the ultimate love letter to everybody who plays Call of Duty. It would be like the ultimate Call of Duty game. You wouldn't really need to make any new Call of Duties after that. You would just update it or add more stuff or, things like that. But I don't know. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. They're never, ever going to do that on consoles and PC because I want you to be playing their new game. So that's probably the game I would make if I could choose to do something like that. And now for Mr. Eddie Melendez's To Be Honest thing. And first of all, I don't even remember what got me into wanting to do this To Be Honest again. It was just like, I was just kind of reminiscing on school, I guess, and like being in elementary school. Because I got a random like message, or no, not a random. I saw a random person's story that I haven't seen since elementary school, and I was like, "Dang, bro!" I started thinking about elementary school, and I was like, "Oh man, remember people used to always do To Be Honest?" So I thought I'd do one. Eddie, to be 100, you're a freaking legend. You have way too much energy for the amount of sleep that you get, and you're cracked, brother. You're so lit. I love you, man. Super inspirational and dope. A great guy to be around. So make sure you guys go ahead and tell my boy Eddie, give him some love, give him some hellos. He's freaking cracked, brother. And yeah, love you, dude. I love you a lot. And then, oh yeah, Marissa said she'll take a To Be Honest. She said, just don't roast me. I'm not gonna roast you. To Be Honest is supposed to be a good, heartfelt thing. So that's what I'll do. And then, so for Marissa is a very mentally strong woman who has gone through a lot, and I've gotten the privilege and the blessing to be able to find out about her story, like things she's gone through, where she came from, biggest struggles, how she dealt with them, and hearing her story and seeing where she is now, it's really impressive and really nice to see all that. So I absolutely freaking love her. She's like family to me without the blood. My girlfriend and I tried to do a prank on her where we did the whole I'm hanging out with some girl that Marianne doesn't like. If she asks where I am, just say I'm with you. And obviously she didn't go for it because she knows I'm not like that. But yeah, she's a real, true, genuine, good friend to me, and she's just dope. I freaking love her. So shout out to the bruv Marissa. I love you. I hope you enjoy Little. To be honest, I give you those all the time, just randomly, and I try to do that with a lot of people that I'm gonna really start doing now, more often. So yeah, love you, brother. And she also has a couple questions or topics to talk about. She said, rate each COD from best to worst. Holy freaking moly, that is quite a question and a half, and um, that's really a tough thing to do because uh, I don't know. It's kind of hard. It kind of makes me have to really think about it. I think I might do a tier list video for stuff like that. I might start doing tier list. I know like that's not a fun trend anymore. No one really does those, but I think I'll save that for a tier list specifically because this podcast is already kind of long and that is worthy of its own video anyway. So really good question. Remind me to do that. That's a really good idea. She also asked, "What is a goal I want to reach by the end of the year?" I definitely want to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. I'm at 60, I think, and it's very plausible, but I need to really get back on my grinding on it. So hopefully I can start getting better content for you guys more frequently, more consistently. So yeah, hoping that's probably my biggest goal by the end of the year. Of course, I have a bunch of other micro goals like getting better at my job and stuff like that. But the subscriber count is definitely the biggest one to really like be pushing myself to make better content. So that's a really good question. Favorite thing to do during the summer? I would say probably, geez, just being around my family and being able to not having the weather be the reason I can't do something. Like when it's sunny and warm outside, you can go swimming, you can go to water parks. Amusement parks are way better when it's not raining. Just stuff like that. I really prefer being outside, especially with my family playing basketball. We have a lot of fun together, so definitely hanging out with family and going out and doing stuff because I like rainy weather when I don't have anything to do that day and I'm just at home. I really enjoy it then, but I can't really go out and like play basketball or like I said go to like Six Flags or something. So that's my favorite thing to do exclusively in the summer. And she also said her final question is, what advice would I give my younger self? The advice I would definitely give my younger self is just be yourself, bro. Like I was for the most part myself, but I was also really bullied. Not majorly. I had a lot of people who like were very kind and caring and loved me and gave me a lot of confidence stuff like that. But I would definitely just be telling myself like, don't worry about them. Like honestly, after you graduate elementary school, you never hear or deal with them ever again. Like I still haven't since I left that school. Um, just be you, bro. Focus on yourself. Don't worry about all these other little females. You will find the love of your life freshman year. Just hold on till then. There will be a small little burnt Filipino girl. The moment you see her, you'll know that her name is Anne. No, I was kidding. Denise Ramos. But yeah, I definitely have my confidence. Be okay with how you look. Just be yourself, bro. And, keep working hard. Um, I mean, maybe not really do better in school till you get to Northwest Prep, the school I actually went to. Hopefully that'll go well, but yeah, I think it'd be interesting to have conversations with our younger selves. I feel like that'd be so much fun to go back and look at your younger self and know like what they have in store for them. So that's really good, and that's another kind of thing. Like I want to see what you guys have to say down below. If you're able to comment what you would tell your younger self, or what do you even think that conversation would be like? That'd be crazy. And now the final what the final question is from my sister Leah, the girlfriend of the boy legend Eddie Melendez. And she says, what is my zodiac sign? And do I believe in zodiac signs or horoscopes? And this is an interesting question. I'm an Aquarius? I'm an Aquarius. I don't know what that means. But apparently I'm very Aquarius energy. I give off very Aquarius vibes. My moon is in the sky. My sun sets at like 8 o'clock because it's summer right now. So that's how that goes. I'm also half asparagus. But do I believe in zodiac signs or horoscopes? No, I do not. Not even a little bit. I think zodiac signs and horoscopes are interesting. Like when people talk about them and like read their signs, are like, oh, like your personalities are this and that and whatnot. I think that's it's like interesting kind of stuff, but I don't think you should base your life around it. Like, if you meet somebody and you find out their sign is not compatible or whatever, don't write them off just from that. I feel like that's just dumb. I don't see how it's real, but I mean, whatever. You know, Marianne believes in it. A lot of my friends do as well. It seems to be more of a female thing than a male thing. But honestly, like, who I'm not gonna be like, oh, you believe in those stupid things? Well, aren't you just an idiot? Like, I'm not gonna be like that. I think it's dumb, but you know what? To each their own. I just don't think you should let somebody else predetermine who you are before you may even have a chance to figure it out yourself. Because I think that's the biggest thing when I really get down to it is when you read about your zodiac sign, it's somebody telling you how you should be and giving you reasons why. Like, I don't know. Obviously, like, if I read to you, you're this and that and this and that, because of that, you would, like, your mind would be like, oh, of course I'm all those things because I'm a human being and you experience every emotion and you go through all the same things all the other human beings do. Like, you're happy and you're antisocial and all that. Like, we all go through days or phases where it's like that, but when someone's telling you you're like that, you highlight those in your mind. So, I don't know. I just think it's a little too, like, people take it a little too seriously. But I don't know. Maybe that's because my sign. No, I'm just kidding. And horoscopes, in terms of, like, people who are right, today you're going to have an opportunity ahead of you. Like, I think, like, if it motivates you and it makes you, like, it kind of gives you, like, a goal to do, I think that's cool. But for people who don't do anything, or, like, if maybe there was an opportunity for them to be successful or something came up, like a job called back or something, and your horoscope was, anyone who calls you today isn't worth it. Just take time for you today. That's stupid. That would be just freaking dumb. I don't think horoscopes really do that, but then again, I haven't really read them, so I don't know. Again, it's almost like somebody telling you what your day should be like, so look for that. Like, just take each day as it goes. Have some goals, have some plans. You shouldn't wait for somebody else to tell you. You should really push yourself today. You should be pushing yourself every day. You should be waking up happy and thankful that you're alive, breathing, or whatever, you know? I don't know. The whole thing is just basically someone else kind of controlling you. I think it's kind of dumb. But, again, I'm not judging anybody who follows that, who believes in that. To each their own. If it betters your life, if it actually rings true to you and it really connects with you, more power to you. I hope it works. Me personally, I don't think it's real. So, that has been the podcast, a long podcast, and it's been almost as long as I've seen you, so yikes, it's pretty long then. You slugger. No, I'm playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I am pretty tired. I made this podcast after I ate some delicious tacos and Boston cream pie, so that's why I may be a little like kind of looking around and stuff like that, maybe not as focused, because bro, I am like when you eat really good food and you're just tired. I'm a little tired, so I'm going to go vacuum my carpet, do my laundry, and get a little nap in. I love you guys. Content is coming on its way. I promise you. Please stay tuned. Again, subscribe if you're new. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Blah!